Hi everyone, this is Steven. So right now we finished up school at Dunwoody. I just finished up my first year at the major seminary, and now I'm on a thing called SPE, which stands for Summer Pastoral Experience. It's pretty much like a summer internship or like a student teaching. So what the diocese does, they take the seminarians and they put them in different parishes across Long Island for the summer. And you spend 10 weeks there. And in those 10 weeks you're expected to serve Mass, you serve funerals, weddings, baptisms, and the idea is to get the feel of parish life at the end of the school year and then as it goes into the summer. So for this summer, I'm at Curé de Ars in Merrick. It's a very active parish. They have a regional school over in Belmore, which I was at a couple of times between May and June. And then for the past couple of weeks, I've been serving weekday Mass, Sunday Mass. I've helped out at some funerals. We've been to a few parish fundraisers, and I've been involved with a few of the different groups here at the church. They have the choir, they have the senior club, there's the men's group here, which I've been going to a few of their meetings. I've been helping out with the altar servers. So it's a very busy parish, and again, the idea is for the seminarians to get a feel of the different parishes. In other years, my first year I'm here, typically in the second, third year, guys may not be in a parish, they may go to New York City, and they go to do hospital ministry at either Sloan Kettering or Lenox Hill Hospital. And then there's some seminarians that go out west to be involved in a prayer formation program for 10 weeks. So the idea of the summer program, whether you're on Long Island, in Manhattan, or out west, it's to kind of take a break from the schooling and to reevaluate your faith with God and to get into some sort of rhythm that's not so structured like in the seminary, but so that you develop your own faith life, your own rhythm of prayer, and how to form a schedule for one day when we become priests. And in a little bit, I'm going to give you a tour of the church. So the first part of the church, as you can see, is our sanctuary. And we have the altar, there's the tabernacle in the middle, and then the crucifix right above. A few years ago, the previous pastor of this parish actually renovated the entire church. So this was not all here. There was, I think, like a glass thing kind of behind the altar, but he renovated it. The priest and the altar servers sit in those chairs to the left of the altar. The cantor is over there, and then the lector is over there for the Mass. So it's a very big sanctuary, but I do like Good Shepherd's sanctuary just a little bit more. So right now we're in, they call the St. John Vianney Chapel. So St. John Vianney is the patron saint of priests, and he's also known as the Curé de Ars, Ars being the town that he was in. So this is the chapel, and then right here is actually a relic of St. John Vianney. This is a very popular chapel. On Sundays, people come in here before Mass and after Mass praying to the relic. It's a great devotional for people to come in and to pray. And for people who may not know about St. John Vianney, as I said, he's the patron saint of priests. But when he was going through formation at the seminary, he wasn't typically like the brightest student. He failed a lot of classes. At times, the bishops did not want to ordain him. But he had a great power of confession. He was great in the confessional. He was able to read people and to hear their sins. And people lined up. They heard about him all throughout France and came to St. John Vianney. And it just goes to show that maybe you're not the greatest student in the classroom doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a bad priest. St. John Vianney is one of the greatest priests that we've ever had in the church. And a lot of churches have devotionals to him. Recently in Rockville Center, a couple of months ago, his heart, which is incorruptible, which means it has not decomposed, made a tour to Long Island at this parish. And people came and they were lined up all the way out to the street to venerate the heart. So again, St. John Vianney, he holds a special place in my heart and for all parish priests. So right now we're outside of the church. In between the church and the rectory, there's a beautiful garden, and behind me is Blessed Pier Giorgio Pisani. He was a young Italian man who loved the outdoors, loved hiking. He's on a mountain right here. He's one of the soon-to-be patron saints of young people, young adults. He died, unfortunately, when he was very young. He was only in his 20s. But the space out here, it's a beautiful garden. People come out here typically after Mass. They pray, they gather. Bishop Coyle was here a couple weeks ago for confirmation for the kids at Curé de Ars. And this place right here is where they took the pictures afterwards. It's a great place to just kind of read a book. It's very quiet in here. It's between the buildings. And it's one of my favorite places actually on the whole property. So right now we're outside of the parish in the Mercy Garden, and behind me is the scene of the crucifixion. We have Jesus on the cross, and then Mary, and then John, the beloved disciple. This Mercy Garden was built about 10 years ago by the previous pastor, and what makes this garden really unique is that there is a life-size rosary in the garden. If you can see, those like small little balls are each bead of a rosary, and on the big balls is a different mystery. So this one right here is the fifth mystery, and then it goes through the joyful, the sorrowful, the luminous, and the glorious mystery. So people come out here, usually the rosary meets about once a week during the summer. They'll come out here and pray the rosary, and they'll walk along and say the different devotions. There's also Stations of the Cross out here along. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I was involved with the garden ministry. So about 3 weeks ago, we helped put all new flowers, and we put some new bushes in to kind of liven it up for the spring and for the summer months. There's actually an altar here in the Mercy Garden. During the summer, they will have adoration out here. They usually do mass about once or twice a year outside on this garden, on the lawn right behind us. And it fills up very quickly. People love it. A few weeks ago, actually, there was a young adult mass here, and they used the altar. So this is one of my favorite spots at this parish. In the morning, it's very quiet. I can get my morning prayers done here. In the evening, also, the sun kind of sets down. There's a lot of shade with the trees and the bushes, and you forget that you're on Long Island. It's very peaceful over here. Hi, everyone. So right now we're in the headquarters of the parish. This is the parish offices, and with me I have Father Zachary Callahan, and the bishop recently bestowed a title on Father Zach, OPD, which stands for Oldest Priest in the Diocese. So Father Zach, how long have you been a priest?
I've been a priest for 61 years. I'm 92 years old, and with a young heart.
When were you ordained a priest?
April 25th, 1958, the Feast of St. Mark in Washington, D.C.
And you were how old when you were ordained?
I was 31.
31. So Father Zach pointed this out in the vestry the other day. We were just waiting for Mass to begin, and since right now I'm 27, I have 4 more years to go. So I will be the same age, 31, in 4 more years, just like Father Zach was 31 when he was ordained. So he pointed it out to me the other day. We just made the connection in the vestry. So right now we're finished with the church tour. We're outside at the front of the church. This is the front shot of Curé de Ars. I hope you enjoyed the church tour. Just a little fun fact, this parish has the most vocations from any parish on the island. There's upwards of 20 priests this was their home parish, and now they're priests across Long Island and in California and some other parts of the country. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit like if you like the video and subscribe to Good Shepherd Church.